Okay, everybody. For this goal, we're going to be working with goal number 9, which is adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing radicals. We're just going to do some basic operations with each one of these. And I've only got 5 examples here, just because we did a lot of examples with simplifying the square roots earlier on. So with goal number 9, adding, subtracting radicals, the only way that we can add radicals or subtract them is if the inside value of the radical is identical to the other one. So in this case, we have square root of 2 for both of them. So if I have 5 square root of 2 and I add 3 square root of 2, it's kind of like saying if I have 5 square root of 2's and I add 3 more square root of 2's, I'm going to have a total of 8 square root of 2's. Once you combine them, check to see if you can reduce. I can't reduce that, so there's our answer, 8 square root of 2. For letter B, now our insides are not the same, so what we're going to try to do is see if we can simplify this somehow to get them to be exactly the same. So what we're going to do is, just like we do with the normal square roots, we're going to try to simplify each one of them with perfect squares. So we have 4 and 10 for 40, and we have 9 and 10 for 90. In simplifying this, we're going to end up with 2 square root of 10 plus 3 square root of 10. If I have 2 square root of 10's and I add 3 more square root of 10's to it, I'm going to have 5 square root of 10's total. So this is our answer. Letter C gets a little bit more challenging because we have coefficients in front of it. So we have the 4 and the 2 there. That means at some point we're going to have to do a little bit of distribution. And notice we still have subtraction here, okay? Again, the 48 and the 75 are not identical to each other, so we're going to see if we can reduce them to make them somehow be identical. So if we take 48 and simplify it, we're going to use 16 and 3. All right, and then minus 2, and let's break this up and go 25 and 3. Now if we simplify each part, this 4 is going to stay the way it is right here. This 4 just comes straight down. When we do the square root of 16, that's going to equal 4. Now this is multiplication going on between these two, so we're going to keep the multiplication here. The square root of 3 is going to stay because we can't take the square root of 3. Then we have minus 2. The square root of 25 right here is going to become a times 5. And that square root of 3 is going to stay the same because we can't do the square root of 3. So simplifying this from here means that we're going to have 16 root 3. Because 4 times 4 is 16. And then here we're going to have 2 times 5, which is 10. So we're going to have minus 10 square root of 3. So that's going to equal 6 square root of 3. There you go. It's not too bad. Just got to learn how to break it down slowly and then simplify from there. For letter D, D is now where we're going to talk about problems that have multiplication take place. So you can see we have multiplication now instead of adding and subtracting. These are pretty straightforward, just like the other ones. There's not lots to them. For these, you multiply the outsides first. So that means we're going to have 3 times 2, which will be 6. And then you're going to take the insides and multiply these together, which means we have 8 times 9, and that's 72. Now, once you put these together into 1, what we're going to try to do is simplify it from here. 72 will get broken up and be 36 into. The square root of 36 is 6, so we're going to have 6 times 6 square root of 2. And the answer for this will be 36 square root of 2. The 6 came from here. The square root of 36 became 6. And the square root of 2 stays exactly the same. And then you just multiply them together, you get 36 root 2. The final part is when we have division. We can take these and break them into separate parts. So it's like there's a square root here and a square root on the bottom. Square root of 15. If you can reduce it, great. If not, then you leave it as is. So in this case, we're going to leave it as the square root of 15. However, the square root of 25, we can take that and break it up. And what we'll have is 5 on the bottom and square root of 15 on the top. A common mistake that people try to make here is they now try to take 15 and 5 and reduce it and say, well, it's just equal to square root of 3. But this is not a 15. This is a square root of 15. And so we can't take a 15 out of it and reduce it to a 3. Okay? Hopefully this helps. I know I didn't give a whole lot of problems on this, but again, that's because we did so much practice with simplifying square roots previously. So give it a shot and let me know if you have questions.